Welcome to the Power of Offense with Keith and Rodney. And I'm your host, Keith. And right below me on your screen is your host, Rodney.
Greetings. Peace to the gods.
Peace to the gods. And today, yes, we're going to discuss this situation that happened with a brother named Daunte Wright. All right. Now, Daunte Wright is a young brother that was fatally shot and killed by the police department by a police department in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. So we're going to discuss that. But before we discuss and give everybody our opinion, right, our reaction to the situation, we want to play a clip of the video. Now, this video, right, was uploaded on our channel. So I did upload this video on our channel, and I actually put some captions in it. So you see it as we play it. All right. So here we go, y'all.
Protests on the streets of suburban Minneapolis. Yet,
all right, I'm gonna stop right there because, you know, and I know you reviewed this too, Rodney. Now,
this was my first time seeing it.
Oh, it is? Okay. Now,
yeah, I try not to watch stuff like this. It's crazy.
All right, now let me ask this: do you want to see it again, or did you catch it all?
No, you can go ahead and watch it again.
All right. So we're gonna play this again, y'all.
protests on the street.
Now, just to let you know, Rodney, the captions that you see in the actual video is captions that I actually put in there. And I was just pointing out the fact that that the young man, you know, that he resisted arrest. Like I wanted to point that out. He resisted. You know what I mean?
Did he have handcuffs on?
They were handcuffing him at the time. Now, in the process of handcuffing him, right? He's surrendering. In the process of handcuffing him, he decided that he was going to try to flee the scene. Now, the officer that shot him, if you notice, she's screaming taser, taser, taser. She's screaming that because she believed that she pulled her taser, but she actually drew her gun. Now, what's crazy about this, in my opinion, is this: we had a driver, right, that was resisting arrest, and we had an incompetent police officer, and that's a horrible mix, a totally horrible mix, because again, if he did not attempt to flee the scene, arguably he would not be dead today. Why am I saying this? Well, the only reason the woman attempted to grab her taser, right? The woman police officer, she attempted to grab her taser because he tried to hop back in the car and flee. So if he didn't do that, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't be talking about this today. But the fact that he did, right, his actions caused him to get shot, cause and effect. So the effect of his actions was his ass getting shot. Now, most people in the media, they're not dealing with that. They just dealing with the fact that the officer was incompetent and that it's a tragedy, and the young man shouldn't have been shot. Now, I agree with that because she was screaming taser. This is why I'm calling her incompetent, because she should have grabbed her taser. Your taser is supposed to be on the opposite side as your gun. So how do you confuse that? The only way you can confuse that, and I believe that she honestly did confuse it. This is why she's hollering taser. It's because she's incompetent. You see what I'm saying, Rodney?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but I don't know if I all the way agree with their mindset, because I didn't see any evidence that he was trying to get away. I just saw evidence that that one officer had it under control, and then another officer came and got rowdy. So when the other officer came and got rowdy, he probably got nervous and tried to move or something.
But he hopped back inside the car though.
Huh?
He hopped inside his car.
So where else can you go? You had two people behind you, right? You got the car door to your left, two crackers behind you. Where else can you go but in the car?
Yeah, but man, you gotta be calm, man.
You can't go through them. And to me, she's saying taser is like an excuse because she knew the camera was on just to murder him. Because a taser don't feel like a fucking gun. So therefore she can premeditate that joint, use the word taser, pull her pistol and kill him and say, well, see on the video, I said taser, taser, taser. You don't get that shit confused being a 26-year vet. That's some bullshit.
Well, you shouldn't. And that's possible.
So to me, that's not incompetent. That's not incompetent. Being on the job for 26 years, that's not incompetent between not knowing the difference between a taser and a gun. That's some bullshit out there in Minnesota and Crackerville. That's no way.
Now let me say this, Ron. Let me say this. I could give you that. I can give you that with the argument, right? But guess what? You gonna have to give me. If the young man would have stayed calm and allowed them to handcuff him,
but we shouldn't have to go through all that because you
wouldn't have got shot.
I agree, but the only reason he got shot was because he was black. If he was a cracker, it wouldn't have happened. Period.
I don't agree with that.
So that excuse out the window. That's
I don't agree. Hey, Rodney, I don't agree.
So find me one video of a white man doing it. There's plenty of videos of a white man doing way more than that without getting shot. A white man just killed a whole bunch of black people, and they didn't do nothing to him. He had to kill himself.
All right, hold on. Hey, Rodney, let me pull something up and show it to you. I want to pull something up and show it to you. All right, here we go, Rodney. Now it's loading, but I have statistics on deaths of people that shot by the cops. All right, now this is from 2017 to present. Now, what I wanted to point out is that on average, right? Now we can even deal with just this year, 2021, right? On average, white people are shot and killed by the cops more than black. That's what this chart is showing. Just this year, 30 black people been shot and killed by the police, but it has been 50 white people shot and killed by police. So that's why I'm like, to me, I can't agree with that.
You had to take each case and see what was those 50 white people doing, measured up to what were those 30 black people doing, and I guarantee you, it's not the same. It's nowhere near the same. So you can't say that they got shot under the same conditions. White cops, they don't shoot the white people for the same condition, for the same conduct. You know what I'm saying? They may shoot 50 or way more because them crackers probably doing something that a black person know better than not to do. You know, you're gonna be hard pressed.
Okay. But let me say this though, right?
It's gonna be hold on. It's gonna be hard pressed to find white folks being slaughtered the way that black folks are being slaughtered for the conduct that they're doing. You know what I'm saying? It's things that a white person would do that a black person just will laugh if you even suggest something like that. You know what I'm saying? So we have to identify the conduct.
All right, I'm gonna deal with that. I could agree with you on that though, Rodney. But I'm glad you said that, because I'm like, us black men here in America, we have an image problem. Now, why am I saying this? Well, we could turn on the TV, right? We don't even have to look at the news, right? We don't even have to look at the news and deal with all the crimes that's going on that black men that look like you and me are committing, Rodney. We can just deal with the imagery from the dramas on TV. We can just deal with all the made up stuff from reality TV to all of your shows, soap operas, all of it. Most of those images that we put out of ourselves, because these are black men in those roles, we're either thugs, some type of criminal, involved in some type of crime, whether it's organized or not. Rarely are there any images of us in any type of positions of business, leadership, anything like that. I'm like this. To me, one of the issues I see that we have is we have an image problem. We do. And we perpetuate the problem. We willingly perpetuate it.
Yeah, I agree that it may be a image issue, but I also can say that it's what the media perceives our image to be, because I believe that there's more black men who dress and act like you and I than those in the images.
But see, I agree with you, Rodney. But however, why are we taking these roles? I'm talking about the black men in Hollywood. Why are we taking these roles? You don't have to agree to those roles.
You already know why they're taking them, because they got to eat and they selling out for the money. You already know that.
So as a group, we're complicit in this. So as a group, we're complicit in this then.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
And we're doing it because of the greed that's been taught, hands down, that we putting money over moral. Right. We put in some sort of status. That's why they say people sell their soul. If you know how long your soul versus your physical existence, maybe people would take that issue. But some people would actually, for the short material time here on the planet we call Earth, they would do anything in order to feel what they call comfortable. Right. Or to have riches, or to have toys, or to have people yell their name when they go somewhere. People are addicted to that type of bullshit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So therefore, they will do that type of stuff. They will take on those type of roles, knowing in their conscience that is wrong. Same thing with rap music.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because I'm gonna tell you something I believe, Rodney. I believe we want to see a lot more police-involved shootings with black men and women, because black men and women are seeing that they can get paid from this. I'm telling you my opinion. Matter of fact, they're starting to see that they might be worth more dead than alive, their family members. But hopefully they survive it, because not only can they do a GoFundMe, right, and get paid like the brother that got shot 7 times and he in a wheelchair. I know I want to say he got like 20 million off of GoFundMe. Not only can they get paid off of GoFundMe, but you got these jurisdictions, right, these counties that's handing out money left and right. Look at how much George Floyd family just got, 27 million. Man, this man he's worth a lot more dead than alive. And I'm sure they taking notes to that too. Let's keep it real, right? It's a hustle. It's about to be a hustle.
And that's my point. The mere fact that they're putting material things
right
over a living organic soul is bizarre to me. Period. You couldn't give me 200 million to be trapped in a goddamn chair.
I agree. Right.
I would be insulted. You're talking about I got a certain amount of money, but I can't touch the rim the way I used to. You can keep that money. But a lot of people don't have that mindset because of that system. That system is just what you said. A person will risk their well-being for a goddamn dollar that don't mean shit.
Man, they need that Gucci, right? They need that that Bentley, man.
They need, but
you know what I'm saying?
Why do they need the Gucci? Why do they need the Gucci? Because their mindset is trained and tailored to make them believe they need that Gucci. And Gucci said over 30 years ago, niggas, I don't want you wearing my things.
Right.
He told us that 30 years ago, and I went and bought like 3 more pair of tennis shoes at $150 a piece after he said it.
Right.
So I let you know how ignorant I was and dumb and slow I was.
Yeah, no, that's real though. That's real.
Thousands of dollars worth of tennis shoes after he said it. Same thing with Versace.
Yeah.
Just saying, and guess what? I want some more shoes. So that's how dumb I'm still there. You know what I'm saying? When I go to China, I'm gonna go try to find one of them little shops that make the same shoes that sell in the stores, and they make the same amount that they hustle out of in the same store, in the same factory. That's what they do, and that's where they are. So I would wear them today. But I wear it now with a more conscious. I understand that, but as many people, as you just said,
hey, Rodney,
they don't.
Me too.
Understand that point.
I'm rocking it today too. Hey, Rodney, me too. Yeah. I'm with you on that.
I shouldn't, but I'll be lying if I say if I found a pair of Gucci, I wouldn't buy it. I'll be lying.
Right. I agree.
Thank goodness they don't sell it.
Yeah, I agree. But I mean, I had to point that out, man, because.
But it makes sense. I mean, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But the people have to understand that there's a hidden hand behind that mindset, behind that conduct. You know, that's why people, if you drive the streets of DC, Alabama tell you quick, go ahead, hit me.
Yeah, they do.
The light green, you got the green light. His shit say don't walk. He'll jump out that joint. It say hit me.
They don't follow traffic signals. Man, hey, Rodney.
That they can get some money off that joint because of an injury, and times are so hard, things are so rough. The government, this system is so asinine backwards to whereas a person would do almost anything
to get rich. Yeah.
Come up.
Yeah. Because man, I tell my son that all the time. Hey, Rodney, I'll be like, hey son, they don't follow traffic signals. Man, once you get deep into the Beltway, they don't follow traffic signals. They just walk out in front of your car.
Man, they jump out there, man. All they look, man, they jump in that case. Yeah. I done had people tell me before. I don't know if you ever had anybody tell you, go ahead, hit me. I dare you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
they do.
I said, well, you won that one. You know, because I'm definitely not gonna hit you.
Yeah, they do.
Not if I can help.
Now, Rodney, I wanted to read this comment that was left in the comment section of that video, right? Because again, I did a upload of that video on our channel so people can see it on our channel. And my cousin, he actually left a comment, and what he said it's unfortunate, which I agree with him. It is a tragedy. He said even if that was an accident, said officers should still get charged. Same as if I accidentally killed someone in a car wreck, it's still manslaughter. And I'm like, man, that's a damn good point. I haven't responded to him yet, but that's a great point that Cuzzo raised. Yeah. You know what I mean? And he gets no argument with me from that. No argument. You know?
That's when they have all that fake immunity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They may say, well, she was trying to do her duty, but what's the legal defense? I made a mistake. Yeah. I don't think that's a mistake. You know what I'm saying? Just like you say, if they have two different sides, the taser on one side, the gun on one side, the gun is hand grip is much smaller, and the grip, everything is different, and you see the pistol in the video. Yeah. So the weight to me, it's cover up.
Yeah,
to me, it's a cover.
And see, I gotta say this, Rodney. I can't say reasonably the argument that you raising. Reasonably, I can see something like that possibly happening, but I'm still there, man. I'm like this. It's consequences to every action. If this brother if he just did not,
if he didn't move,
try to flee,
I agree.
Possibly he wouldn't have been shot. A good chance he wouldn't have been shot.
I agree that we have to take extra precautions that other men
don't have to take.
Don't have to do.
Exactly.
So therefore, we should know that. He should have known, or he should have been taught. You know, you almost can't do anything. Whether they whoop you, they could have been just whooping them and just taking it. You really can't do nothing. They'll kill you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And to me, that's crazy. That we have to tell our sons, let these white boys do whatever they want to, because just like we said whenever we was on Brother X show, at least you live it, and we can go back and deal with that on the legal side. But we can't do anything if you're not here. So we have to teach our young men and women that, hey, you can't just do anything. You can't do anything despite what's going on, and you have to survive the event.
Yeah,
that's what he didn't understand. But he did. He may have. I don't know if he was trying. Look, he got in the car and was leaning back like that. I didn't see him make a move to try to start the car or try to get in the car and move. He was trying to get it like he was trying to kick him to get them up off of him. But you know what I'm saying? That's how I saw, because his back and the stomach was like that, and the pistol was coming forward. So when you see that pistol coming forward, I didn't see him make a movement to get behind the steering wheel. I seen him try to get in the car and trying to get away, but he had no way to go with two officers there, a door on one side. He looked like he was trying to get away and got shot.
And that's possible, but see, other people is going to interpret it, because I kind of interpreted like he got in the car to try to flee, because I've seen this before.
Watch it again. Turn it again and just watch that one little part and see if he making a motion to try to, because you when you get in the car, you either trying to grab the steering wheel or the key. The first thing you try and get is the key. So let's see if he's trying to go for a key or he's just trying to, what is he trying to do? Not that he even have to go through all this.
But then I gotta throw this out there too, Rodney, because I'm like this, you know, again, if he did hop inside the car to try to get away from them, right? Let's say, and I'm just using your argument that, okay, he wasn't trying to hop behind the wheel and flee, but he just hopped in there because he wanted to get away from them. That's a form of fear. I'm like this, man. I get sick and tired of hearing our men walking around talking about they fear for their life because of the cops. I don't fear for my life because of the cops. Matter of fact, I don't fear for my life at all. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I want to die prematurely. No one does, right? But I'm not afraid of anyone. And I'm not in fear. And I'm like, we have to get over that, especially as men. I'm like, you're a fucking man. Act like one.
And
calm,
you have to know the
cool,
difference.
collective, so you can think reasonably, because there's consequences to every action. And sometimes you can't come back from the consequence. Sometimes the consequence is deadly. You know what I'm saying?
And you have to know the difference, and because I don't fear anything either. You have to know the difference in what I used to, because I didn't know any better.
Right.
But once you really start to overstand and study and get to a certain point, you know the difference in fear, which I don't have, and being aware of danger.
Yeah,
right.
Because knowledge dispels fear.
And that's a fine line. You have to be able to be aware of danger and take the cautionary measures, but you can't be afraid. It's just like when you go to court, right? Just like you go to court, you may be nervous with the butterflies, but you ain't scared.
Exactly.
You're gonna say and stand on your square and stay, and there's maybe 200 people behind you that don't know what you're talking about, but you're gonna stand there and say what nobody understand but you and the judge. You know what I'm saying? Despite and you're gonna have the butterflies, but you're not scared. That's the same thing. You're having that aware of danger, but you don't fear, because when you fear, you react in a way, just like what you're saying, you may react in a way that something will happen that you
it's
can't.
Counterproductive.
About.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
so shut up.
I definitely get that. Yeah, so yeah.
But here you go, Rodney. Here go the clip.
Stop right there. Stop right there.
Yeah.
Now you see when it's just the officers right there. Everything is calm. He being compliant, my hand behind his back, do what you gotta do. He calm.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when did that fear jump in that made him act? To me, he doesn't have any intent on escaping. He submitted. He put his hands behind his back, he's done. So what made him act alternatively?
That's a good question, because
what spooked them, or what made them fit to it? They're like, hold up, am I getting lynched? You know, so you have to give him some sort of mental benefit of the doubt, even though he should have been trained to always just, I hate
just
the word
relax.
submit, but just to survive.
Just relax. Yeah, because I'm like this right now. I've seen this before. I've seen videos like this before. I'm gonna try to find it too. I seen where a young man was getting arrested, and the cops was putting the cuffs on him, right, just like him, and it's all on the cops' cam. And the cop was like, "Why you so tense?" He was like, "I'm not tense." Cops are like, "Just calm down, man." Dude just broke running, so they running. Cop chasing him, right? So in the process of the cop chasing him, dude, what I believe he was doing, he grabbed a gun. He had a pistol on his waistline. I believe he probably was trying to throw it. You know how jokers would sit there and try to throw the gun? Yeah. Well, in the motion of him pulling that joint from his waistband and trying to throw it, if that's what he was doing, because I can't see him turn around shooting, but who knows? He had the gun in his hand, regardless. The officer ended up shooting him, man, killed him. Dude, he fell right in the ditch, man. That joke was crazy. But it's similar. I mean, he was acting like he was gonna let him handcuff him. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, I've seen this. Now,
right. So that's one time that happened, but he didn't have a gun. So
True.
The fact that the other guy had the gun and was probably trying to throw it, you doubt that he was trying to, and the police officer probably knew that he was trying to throw it, but that's his opportunity to punish.
That's why we gotta be smart. You know, I'm like this. We gotta be smart. You know what I'm saying? Because I know a situation happened like that in Southeast in the Highlands not that long ago, where a young man was throwing a gun. You can see where he was trying to throw it. Officer, man, he drew down on it, shot his ass, killed him. But again, the gun shouldn't have been in your hand. You better off leaving the gun on your waistband. You're better off doing that.
Well, and then like you say, a competent cop would say, do you have anything on you, any knives, any guns, anything that can poke me, anything that can cause injury when I go in your pocket and check you? They didn't do that. They normally ask that question. The times that I got arrested with the gun, they asked first. Do you have any gun, anything?
I believe they did ask him. The video that I'm referring to, not the one in Southeast, because they ran up on the scene with that. But the video where the young man got shot and he fell in the ditch, if I'm not mistaken, they did ask him. He was like, "No, he ain't have nothing."
That's why I said up again. That's justifiable. You bringing that joint up at the time when you bringing that joint up, the police officer don't know what your intent is. So he that's his job. Is I guess if now that the way he could easily get away whenever you pulling that joint out. Yeah, chase you and he asked you. That's a justified. That's an easy kill to get away with.
Yeah, it is.
You feel what I'm saying? That's an easy one to get away with, and not even to know, Reverend, that the cop knew what he might have been in the motion to throw. You know what I'm saying? The cop like, man, forget all that. I'm gonna get him anyway.
I'm gonna air his ass. Yeah.
Now imagine this motion to throw versus the motion to do something with it. Those are two different motions. You feel what I'm saying? So at the time, he could easily say, I didn't know what he was gonna do.
But hey, Rodney, I gotta throw this out here. I gotta throw this out there though. But to be honest, like if I was a cop, I'm gonna keep it 100 with everybody. I would have shot his ass too. I don't give a damn if he's black, white, or what. If man, you know, like I know Rodney. Some of these guys will shoot a cop. They do it. You know what I'm saying? It's like the cop in Baltimore, like last year. The cop, man, he sit there. This was at the Horseshoe. He sit there talking to the guy, some type of traffic stop. Make a long story short, man, he's letting the guy slide with certain things. And this was a black guy that killed a black cop. Shot killed his ass, man. The cop was dead because again, he's giving this guy leeway. Fuck that. If I was a cop, I'm not giving nobody leeway, man. I'm being honest. Now I'm gonna be cordial and professional. But I'm not playing no games with you.
Yeah. You have to watch yourself. So whenever the police officers, whenever they train to hit bullseyes. Yeah. Right. So if you train to hit bullseyes, why if you pulling out your gun, right? They're not trained to shoot, not to kill. Why are they so quick to shoot to kill? When all the other parts of the body can maim and stop you from doing whatever you're gonna do. Because when you receive pain to your body, your mind, you call it adrenaline or not, your mind is gonna go to that pain before your adrenaline kick in to keep you moving.
I had a Prince George's County police officer explain that to me in a barbershop one day. He said they're trained to hit you, basically to lay the target down. They're not trained to injure you. They're trained to lay the target down because he put it like this. He said, what people see in Hollywood is not how it goes down. Normally when people get hit, like you said, with the adrenaline going and stuff, they're still moving. They still have life in them to move and to attack and do various things. So the way they're trained is when they shoot you, it is to kill you.
That's how I know. So and to me, it's too many of the killings on both sides. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
To correct all this, we need to put society in a place where people are not as desperate. Therefore, you won't need as many cops. The reason that we have so many cops and they're so powerful because the society is created a desperate system. You know what I'm saying? For those who don't get beyond a certain social and economic plateau, going to be inside of a plateau that makes them borderline and desperate. So whenever you have that desperate society, you got to have people to watch over them and to do what they're doing, which is these police officers. So it's just that. So I agree with what you're saying, but at the same time, one, he should know better, and two, cops should know better.
Yeah. Both are at fault in this. Yeah.
The people should be more informed, more educated, and less ignorant, and the cops need to be vetted more before they hire, and they need to be trained better. So if you and then that could be part of defund the police, because you could take some of that money to retrain them, and they still can do everything that they're doing. To give better training, to give a more division, to deal with it. He wasn't mentally wrong with him. It's just a situation that went bad, but he was calm right there. And when we finish watching the video, we're gonna see what made him hype. You know what I'm saying? Right. Because the guy that you're talking about already had a premeditated motive that he was going to get
which he did
because he was tense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he already had in his mind the first time I get an opportunity, I'm getting the hell up out of Dodge. Yeah. I don't know if he had that same intent. Let's see.
That good point. All right.
Protest.
Now, but it's the person that came up, right?
Right.
When that person came up, that was the aggressor. That really started everything downhill. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So the person was mad. If I was prosecuting that young, you had an attitude when this black person had a warrant, right? Because as soon as the person started yelling warrant, it got hype. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing on the streets and you got a warrant? You know what I'm saying? So that person got hyped and started yelling warrant, 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 and came up and agitated the situation to result in the death of this man.
All right, now, I pulled up another video that doesn't have captions in it. The captions that I put in it, that he's resisting and now he's shot. So
yeah, watch it again because I couldn't really see that, John. What he was actually doing.
All right, here you go.
There you go, got hype. Now they're getting hype. You hear the word warrant?
Looked like he was trying to pull off to me, and he did pull off. Matter of fact, he ended up crashing when he died. See, to me, it looked like he hopped in there to pull off. And a car is a weapon also.
Right?
A car is a weapon also.
Okay,
see, I'm gonna be honest. Like, if I was a cop and you hop in the car trying to pull off from me, and I'm next to you, I'm gonna shoot you too.
I never seen a car go sideways. So who was he hitting?
Well, he could run over your feet.
So is that worth your life?
If I was a cop, yeah. Hey, Rodney, I'm gonna keep it real. If I was a cop, I'd shoot you over there.
So you would be classified as a bad cop. That's rogue and would act inappropriate at times. If a person once that person said warrant, it came up with the aggression. The Bama had his hands behind his back.
Right.
When somebody came up with the warrant and got aggressive and that joint to start talking, I'll tase you. You would just stand there and get tased. He didn't understand because he wasn't taught.
Well, she said taser because he hopped in the car to try to pull off.
But she said taser in like 4 or 5 seconds. You couldn't tell that the joint in your hand wasn't yellow.
No, I agree. I agree with that. That's why I'm like, to me, she's an incompetent.
Talking about I tase you.
I agree with that.
All them seconds later, then she pulled the gun. Then a few more seconds, then she started firing. That's some bullshit. She talking about a tase. That's the cover up. You in Minnesota too? You need to check the record up that joint. That's the cover up.
I don't doubt what you're saying. I'm like this. I don't doubt what you're saying. And see, I don't know their training, but I do know a car can be a deadly weapon. Now, maybe, and I'm assuming. Somebody his girlfriend is in the car.
And even why would you even shoot a car that's fleeing when you got the tag number if you want to make an arrest? So therefore, you just want the intent to kill.
Well, let me say this, Rodney.
Because even if the person escaped, right,
Right.
Run your toes over or do whatever. It's not excuse to murder when you got the tag number, you got everything to lock them up and just put them away for 1,000,000 years.
Well, let me say this, Rod.
For that murder.
I can agree with what you're saying, and I'm a redact what I said, because again, I don't know their training, and actually the proper thing probably for her to have done under their training was to use that taser. So I'm probably wrong with that. Maybe because the
He
car
didn't
was
even have
not.
to tase him.
She
He could
maybe
have.
because she was not in the angle of the car, but the car could have actually hit her, head on. That's why you're not supposed to use the gun. So she probably was supposed to use the taser at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I mean, at the same time, like, it's so much going on. I could kind of understand how a cop would possibly draw down on you over something like that. And I'm like,
I would too.
If brothers just stay calm,
That's hard.
Don't try to hold court on the side of the road. Comply.
Yeah.
And let me say this, Rodney. When we're saying comply, y'all, comply or you won't die. We gotta clarify this. Comply means if the officer tell you you're under arrest, allow the officer to arrest you and take you down to the station. Now, comply do not mean if the officer is asking you questions like, where did you come from? It don't mean you answer that, because you have what is called the Fifth Amendment right to preserve your innocence, and some people say to not incriminate yourself. So it don't mean that you tell the officer all this information about you and what's going on. The only legal duty you have is to identify yourself, and if they place you under arrest, right, they have to tell you why. Now, they might not tell you right then and there. I wouldn't even make it a big deal. I'd rather deal with that again in court. You see what I'm saying, Rodney? Don't try to hold court the side of the road. I'm going down to the station with them. If that's the case.
Yeah, absolutely. If they tell you get out the car, get the fuck out the car.
Just get out the car.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So whatever you got in the car, you're going to jail for it anyway.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So you might as well take the charge better than taking the bullet.
Yeah.
So
because you're right, Rodney.
Whether it's the third strike or the 300 strike.
Yeah.
So most people would rather die than go inside that penalty box. You know what I'm saying? So I get that part of it. So that's their decision. But they ask you get out the car. You know, if you pulled over whatever you have in the car, that's your shit.
Right.
You know, if it's yours, you have to own it. If you don't want to play by the rules of the game, stay out the game. Part of the rules of the game is you may get caught.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And when you get caught, another part of the rules is you will go to the penalty box. That's part of the game. So if you choose to play the game, choose to accept your wins, losses, and ties. Period.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you jump out here and try to cheat the game, they're gonna put you on a permanent bench.
You right.
That you may not want to be on. So choose your game wisely, whatever that may be. And that's all I can say on that joint.
Absolutely. Now I wanted to show you this too, Rodney. I found an article, man. I thought this was kind of interesting. It says that the officer who fatally shot Daunte Wright can't be charged with the crime under Minnesota law, and this is what an attorney is saying. Right. So the attorney is saying this right here, that they don't think that the officer can be charged under Minnesota law, and the reason being is that it says that Wright was shot after he pulled over in Minnesota, in the Minneapolis suburbs of Brooklyn Center, for allegedly having an air freshener hanging from his rearview mirror, which is illegal in Minnesota. Now, this is the civil rights attorney that's discussing it, and the article is saying that Minnesota law may save the police officer who fatally shot the 20-year-old during a traffic stop from being charged with a crime. And civil rights attorney David Henderson said that he think that the officer should have been fired immediately because there are points of no return with regard to making mistakes on your job. But with that being said, I do not think you can charge this officer with a crime under Minnesota law. Now, I found that to be kind of interesting. What do you think about that, Rodney?
Well, he can't be charged under Minnesota law, but he can be charged under the Civil Rights Act of 1866, which this attorney don't know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So under Minnesota law, he probably cannot be charged because they got the Minnesota law stacked up for Minnesotans. But the Civil Rights Law, 1866, is for people that look like you and I.
Right.
So I agree with the attorney. He's definitely hitting it on point under Minnesota law. Remember that. Now, what about Minnesota Constitution? Because I'm sure he's talking about a statute. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. That was my thought. Yeah, Minnesota Constitution is where I would take. He's far from the protections under the Constitution. He's talking about statute. Talking about a goddamn air freshener. That's not in the Constitution. Because that's not causing an injury. You're right.
And like he said right here, he said, I think that if officers can't tell the difference between firearms and tasers, we need to reevaluate whether or not they need to be carrying tasers. Now, to me, that just proves that officer is completely and absolutely incompetent. because like you said, the tasers are black and yellow. I mean, you should be able to
But
recognize it just based upon color, but not even that, even weight. I'm pretty sure the gun weighs more because of the bullets.
Man, that taser is like you grabbing this glass right here, right? The hand joint, versus the pistol where you grabbing this joint right here.
Yeah.
So I wonder whether that so-called legal excuse called a mistake, could it be raised to the level of gross negligence and some
question.
sort of manslaughterish second or third degree murder because of your 26-year record? You ought to know better, right? So if you ought to know better, you can easily say that you should have been trained and provide all the training that you've been using for the taser and the pistol, and see how you see if not it reached the level, it rise to the level of that gross negligence, something that can get her more so than just trying to resign all quick.
That's a good point. That's a great point. Now, I also wanted to point this out, Rodney. I was just going through my Twitter feed, and I thought this was a pretty good statement that was made right here by Jack Poselbeck. I believe I'm saying his last name right. But it says, don't resist arrest, argue in court. Don't mistake a taser for a gun. It's possible to hold both of these positions. I agree with him.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You know, then as I scrolled down, you know, I thought this was kind of crazy, man. Hold up. Where is it at? This right here, man. Let's check this out, Rodney. Because I'm not sure if you're aware, but there has been a lot of looting and rioting going on in Minnesota because of this shooting. Now, right here, Rodney, they are looting it looks like it appears to be a Foot Locker.
This is fucking crazy. People are just stealing shit.
They stealing shoes, Rodney.
That's no response.
Look at all this.
Now, I think that, this is ridiculous because, again, like this guy said, Matt Walsh, look at these poor people so distraught over racism that they're laughing and smiling while casually stealing armfuls of shoes. I mean, that's what I saw too.
That's what I saw. They're using that as an excuse, and that's not the universal way to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Because like back in George Floyd, plenty of people were saying that they can't wait until they act up so they can go get them some shit. You know, they can care less about the position being taken or why people want to rise up and protest, but people, they just straight taking advantage. Well, I'm time for me to go get something new. You know
exactly.
What I'm saying? So that's what they look like. That I don't agree with that type of response to the Foot Locker didn't shoot no one.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
If that's what it is. So if you got an issue, you need to be at the police station and see how that work out for you. So
absolutely.
I don't agree with all the looting and the stealing and all. I don't agree with that.
And then my thing is this, Rodney, I got to agree with this comment right here, man. It says, why is it always shoes? Do you see it? This one.
Yeah.
Not books, not food, not hardware supplies, but shoes. When I'm distraught, I usually just want some Haagen-Dazs. Man, we already know why.
Back to the mentality of where people are mentally. You know, people are confused.
Exactly.
You know they put material things over life and what happened to life. So they're just confused. Our people are confused. You know, we're just confused.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's an embarrassment, man. I'm like, again, if you go to loot because you feel like you're supposed to receive some form of reparations, we already know what this is, right? Why aren't you taking things of substance like books, food, or even hardware supplies? They can't
wear that.
They want shoes. They want clothes.
That's how you know the intent is not there. I mean, you already know.
You go to a daggone mall, man. It's like Forestville Mall, man. Forestville Mall probably had about 6 shoe stores in it. I mean, it don't even make sense. You need all those shoe stores.
Yeah.
Hey man, it's where our people spend their money.
Yeah.
You know,
that's crazy.
But I think this was another hot show, Rodney. I do, man. We had a great debate.
Yeah.
You know, hey, Rodney, you know, I always enjoyed debating you too, man.
Yeah, it's fun.
You know what I'm saying?
That's how I stay sharp. People don't realize that, Joe, but that they call that iron sharpening iron.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
You know what I'm saying? If you don't have someone that you can talk to, debate with, and be able to agree with, disagree, and base it on facts, and let the facts speak to if you want to use the word winner, you know what I'm saying? You're not winning. It's who have the most facts that make sense. You know, 'cause that's all we do. You know what I'm saying? When you had the facts that make sense, or I had the facts that made sense. Somebody gonna have facts, not what you're saying or what I'm saying. Whoever got the most facts.
That's real. That's real. Yeah.
And then common sense and reason kick in. That's what I think a lot of us is missing. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
We're missing that natural common sense. You know what I'm saying? We're looking to get things off of feed. How many people wake up the first thing in the morning and go to their phone before they brush their teeth? You know what I'm saying? What the hell is wrong with you? When you're looking for something to do, you won't naturally get into the spirit of the day. But I'm not going to anymore. I think this was a hot show, and let's keep it moving.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Definitely. So everyone, please share, like, and subscribe, and we will catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
Peace.